Hello Libra, and welcome to your new moon surprise reading. If you are new to my channel, thank you so much for being here. If you have not yet hit that subscription button, be sure to do so, and that little bell so that you can get notifications for any future videos coming up. At the end of this video, I have linked a pick-a-pile reading. It was a pick-a-pile for the new moon in Aquarius that happened February the 11th. So that was just last week. There was a lot happening with that new moon in Aquarius. Tons of there's so many planets that are going through Aquarius right now. There's a lot of conjunctions happening. Just a lot of energies really within that new moon. And within that Aquarian energy that is just very much impacting our lives right now. So I do recommend that you take a peek at that pick-a-pile reading after this reading. Now this reading is just going to be a beautiful, nice, short little new moon surprise reading. So we are going to be looking at what could be, what surprising energy could be really coming to the surface with this new moon cycle, how it could be challenging you, how it could be supporting you. The changes that are happening within this new moon cycle. So let's see. Libra, 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 sun, moon, rising. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so it will not resonate with everybody. If you don't find resonation with this video, I suggest you check out maybe your moon sign or your rising sign, maybe even your Venus sign. So the new moon surprise Libra that we have coming in, we have, first off, we have the moon card. Wow, we have the judgment after that. And the 7 of Wands. Holy smokes, what is challenging this surprise? We have the Wheel of Fortune. We have the 8 of Swords. And the Page of Fire. Whew, holy smokes, what is supporting this? We have the 6 of Air, 6 of Swords, the King of Fire, the Queen of Earth. Wow. And what's changing within this new moon cycle? We have the Magician. We have the Page of Earth. And we have the 3 of Wands. Wow. Current energy here for Libra, we have the 2 of Cups. We have the Hanged Man. That's in my way. And we have the 3 of Earth, 3 of Pentacles. Libra, what a beautiful new surprise coming in. It's no shock to me by any means that it is this way. I am just blown away with all these new moon surprises that keep coming up. So in the current energy, Libra, we have the 2 of Cups. Now, this is dealing with relationships, okay? And it doesn't need to be romantic relationships. So keep that in mind throughout this reading, you know, even if it does have, even if it, you know, can easily apply to a romantic relationship, don't limit it to just that kind of relationship. So we have this 2 of Cups, we have the Hanged Man, and we have the 3 of Earth. 3 of Pentacles is the energy of teamwork. You see, I really feel like this current energy here is how you are addressing your energies within relationships. Maybe it's looking at how you are going to go forward within relationships, within blending your relationships, within blending relationships that involve building structures, building a life, you know, that teamwork kind of energy. I do feel like how your energy blends within relationships is very much your current energy space. And again, apply those relationships where they fit. So let's get into this new moon surprise. So the new moon surprise, well, we had the moon, the judgment, and the 7 of fire. So the 7 of Wands. This, to me, this new moon surprise energy is where your faith, it's like your faith for sticking to it, you know, looking past the fears. You know, the moon energy is all about having faith in the divine, you know, acknowledging that what you can't see in the shadows isn't necessarily bad, right? It's having the faith that you are being divinely guided, being divinely led. The judgment card, or the call card within this deck, you know, this is that surrendering. This is where the divine kind of shines down on you. You can see the sunlight coming through here. And the 7 of Wands, you know, this energy is like this healing and this divine kind of like, I just feel like this divine inspiration. It's like almost, I really feel like divine timing, you know, is a big one here, but it's like what you have been holding your light to, what you've been working towards is really coming to the surface right now, Libra. So we're going to get a couple clarifiers for this moon card energy. The moon gets the Page of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles, and the Justice. Wow. Okay. We have the 9 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, and the 10 of Swords. We have the 7 of Wands clarifying the 7 of Wands, the Hanged Man, and the 2 of Pentacles. Wow. All right. Holy smokes. Libra, this moon energy here, you know, there's some sort of new emotional beginning with this Page of Cups. There's some sort of, you're being asked to begin new cycles, and cups are about emotion. So what is emotionally, spiritually filling you? This is the energy. This is that beginning cycle. It's something that you have put a lot of work into, Libra, especially with the justice behind that. You know, there's been a lot of work. You're going to, again, apply this to where that fits. But there's been a lot of work here that you have put a lot of heart and soul into some sort of growth within self. You've put a lot of heart and soul into your faith. I feel like, you know, Libras, you've just gone through this transformation, right? And as you're going through this transformation, I feel like this new moon surprise is kind of like that grace that comes from how hard and how much you have been committed to these new beginnings. You know, the Judgment here, clarified by the Ten of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Nine of Wands. Because this Judgment, like it's like coming to an end, right? It's like coming to the end of all the tough cycles. And here is just that healing. Here is that releasement. Here is that happiness, you know, that like divinely, that divine fulfilling kind of happiness, you know. And it's because you had to walk away from something here, you know, and that's, again, you're going to apply that where it fits. We've all had to, especially within 2020 and even so far within 2021, there have been relationships, you know, they have been like a forerunner for all of us within that past year for sure, but relationships that weren't going to help you grow, relationships that weren't going to inspire you or encourage the soul growth, they really left, you know. And again, that's beyond romantic relationships. Apply that where it fits. But things that really were not serving you in the long run, you know, anything that had that really low vibration, toxic energy to it that was just keeping you limited, that had to go. And you had to embrace this with this Queen of Cups energy. This is about embracing that divine feminine emotional side of self, really connecting yourself to what it was your heart's desire, your soul-led purpose was. Really connecting spiritually to a divine, you know, opening yourself up to see beyond what is just in front of your face, you know. And with the Nine of Wands here, like this call, to me, this Judgment energy and this new moon surprise is like you have just put so much work in, Libra. You continue to show up. And yes, okay, it hasn't been an easy process to get to where you are, but you have definitely put in the work here. You know, you have walked through hell and back to get yourself to this energy of peace. And here we have the Seven of Wands clarified by the Seven of Wands. And I love the Seven of Wands in the Light Seers deck because you can see how it's just like her solar plexus that is just illuminating. She has found protection from her own inner light. And that is the energy here, you know, especially with this new moon surprise, Libra. It is the energy of having that protection from your faith. It's almost like that light within inside of self just really comes to the surface, you see? Especially with this Hanged Man energy here. Again, you know, just like it was in the current energy. Because I feel like this is just where you're allowing the divine to really put into practice what it is that is going to best serve you in life. You know, this to me, especially with this new moon surprise, Libra, is just where you're having so much faith. There's so much growth. There's so much connecting to light of self. Like it's inspiring to see, so much so. Now, what is challenging though this new moon surprise was the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Air, and the Page of Fire. And to me, this especially with this Wheel of Fortune here, you know, it can be like that energy of when is this going to happen? When is this change going to free me? When is this change going to spark this new beginning, right? Especially with that Page of Fire at the end of that, because that's that new beginning of self. That's where you are breaking the cycles of the past and now going forward inspired as this new being of self. Absolutely. And it can be a very big challenge, you know, to embrace that kind of, yeah, to embrace that new kind of self, especially to have that kind of faith. Let's clarify this Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune, wow. It's the King of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Tower. And I'm actually, there's tons of, I'm not taking reversals for clarifiers. In collective readings, I do find that it's just extremely challenging to read collective readings with reversals. I also apologize for any background noise as it's a snow day. My children are all home and my teenage son is hollering. He clearly did not hear me say that I was going and starting a video. Wow, okay. So this challenging energy, guys, you know, it's really interesting that this Wheel of Fortune was the King of Wands, the Five of Cups, and then the Tower. For some of you, this could definitely be a masculine within your life, maybe a fire sign. But I feel even more so this challenging energy with the Wheel of Fortune. It's as you embrace this level of authenticity within inside of self. Because in order to embrace this King of Fire, King of Wands energy within inside of self, you're really having to release yourself from the burdens, the sadness, and the limiting structures you have had within the past. That's what needs to shift in order for this Wheel of Fortune to really shift and move into place. It's about really truly doing the healing within inside of self so you can release yourself from the limiting structures, so you can release yourself from the emotional burdens. And in order for the karmic wheels within life to change, you know, in order for that Wheel of Fortune to change, I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is always changing, it's always going to be rotating. But in order for us to get the best use out of that change within the universe, we really must embrace that authenticity within inside of self. Now, the Eight of Swords, you know, this is that energy of feeling trapped. It's the energy of being very stuck, limited. You know, it can be the energy of feeling like a victim, feeling small, feeling like you're always, you know, you're never enough. You can never seem to like achieve what you're after. It's just like things are trapping you. Like it's such a confinement of an energy. Like it's very tight. Okay, if that makes any sense. And look here, the challenging energy was the Six of Wands, the Moon, and the World. And here, this is about that self-liberation. You know, it's about freeing yourself from those limiting beliefs, freeing yourself from that toxic thinking, you know, and it can be relationships for sure. But again, even within relationships, all of that starts mind-based. You know, all of that stuff is emotionally and mind-based. And in order for us to free ourselves, that's where we must start that healing, is emotionally and within our souls and our minds, right? The moon energy here, though, again, look, here's that finishing of the cycle with the world, but it's the faith here in the divine. It's the faith here in the moon, just like this new moon surprise that's coming in. It's this faith within the moon that finishes out this cycle, that liberates you from this place of being limited. Keep in mind, the mountains and the oceans never apologize for the space that they take up within life, and neither should you. For any aspect of your life, should you ever apologize for taking up the room or the energy that you needed to go through the lesson at the time. The Page of Fire here, this is that beginning of new self. It's this beginning, this new cycle within your own being, you know, and it's beautiful because that King of Wands started off this challenging energy with that Wheel of Fortune, and here's the Queen of Wands with the Four of Pentacles and the Three of Swords, because it is about embracing and continuing to manifest and grow the life that you are wanting to grow beyond that, you know, especially with this Page of Fire, because that's that new beginning of self. And where are you wanting to go beyond? What are you worthy of? Releasing yourself from the heartaches, acknowledging that you are not a victim of bad circumstance. You're certainly no longer going to be a victim of heartbreak, you know, of those limiting, like, because you can see here, this heart is chained to things all outside this picture, and you're no longer going to be limited or chained to that kind of life, Libra. You know, you're no longer going to be limited and chained to that kind of burden, to that kind of pain, because you acknowledge this worthiness within inside of self. You acknowledge the wholesome energy within inside of self and the ability to create and manifest the life within you. Yes, it could be extremely challenging to have that kind of faith within the divine, because within the divine, in order to manifest, in order to bring the life to fruition that we want, we have to also allow for divine timing. And divine timing can be something that we struggle with awfully, especially with this moon card, because the moon card energy is like, okay, not being able to see when things are coming. And that's having faith in divine timing, acknowledging that just because you're ready doesn't necessarily mean that that's that looking beyond the bigger picture, right? Because it doesn't necessarily mean that just because you're ready, the rest of the pieces are all ready for you, right? What's supporting this? I love this though. What's supporting it was the Six of Swords. Movement, transformation, growth, followed by this King of Fire, you know. And I feel like as much as this King of Fire was in that challenging energy for that Wheel of Fortune, you're moving and transforming into this being of steadiness, this being of authenticity. You know, as much as there's this King of Fire, there's also this Queen of Earth, because you are whole, you are authentic to who you are passionate about the life that you are living, passionate about the action steps that you are taking within your life, passionate about the direction in which you are going, but grounded, wholesome, nurturing, and protective to your energy, right? You are connected here to the path, the soul-led path that you are walking. Let's get a clarifier for the Six of Swords. Six of Swords and supporting energy. Thank you, Spirit. We have the Ace of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. Absolutely. Because, you know, you are moving. That's what is supporting you here. Yes. Okay. Again, you know, it's that struggle with divine timing. I understand that completely. But you are moving towards this new Ace of Cups. You are moving towards new beginnings, new opportunities. And again, yes, it comes with finding this wholeness and this fulfillment within inside of self. You know, and as much as that Nine of Pentacles is about enjoying and embracing and feeling wholesome within inside of self, it is also being accountable for your energies, accountable for where you are at, accountable for your faith, you know, accountable even for your happiness. And I feel like this transition, you know, what's supporting you here is you are moving towards this kind of self-fulfilling and then beautiful 10 of Cups energy, you know, and 10 of Cups is that ultimate happiness for all, for you and your family, and for the love and the life that you are really wanting to live. And that is, you know, that is the transformation process. Like, that's the direction in which you are heading, Libra. I strongly believe it. And, you know, what's supporting you is along this journey, you're continuing to learn more about your authenticity. You're continuing to learn more about who Libra is. Who like what the sparks, what the fire of Libra are. Yeah, absolutely. The Emperor, the Judgment, and the Lovers is what this King of Fire. Absolutely. Because you are really coming to discover who you are in your own Emperor energy, what kind of spiritual being you are, what kind of godly being, Christ-like being you are going to go forward as. What kind of life are you choosing to live? Are you choosing to live a divinely guided life here? You know, to me, this is about taking control of those reins, especially when it's with this King of Fire and the Lovers at the end, because it's about acknowledging your wholesomeness within inside your own energy. You know, yes, okay, this is a beautiful energy of true love and coming together. But when it comes after this Emperor and this Judgment energy, this is finding the wholeness within inside of self. Because no matter which kind of, you know, whether you're going forward, Libra, and you're wanting to find that, you know, ultimate soulmate connection, or that, you know, career, or that, you know, that soul-led journey, whatever that journey looks like to you, you have to be wholesome within your own energy. And this is what is coming with this King of Fire. This isn't necessarily about embracing masculines within your life, but it's about embracing and acknowledging the blending between your masculine energy and your divine feminine energy, because that's who you need to be showing up to the world around you, Libra, you know? Connected to both divine feminine and divine masculine energies of self. Let's look at this Queen of Earth. How is this Queen of Earth supporting the Libras here as well? Wow, the Star, the Four of Swords, and the Five of Swords. Because here is where you are getting grounded and connected to your purpose, to your plan, to the direction in which you're going, Libra. Here are your answered prayers. You know, when they come from within inside you. You know, that Five of Swords energy is maybe where you're holding on to things of the past. Maybe there has been people who have just kind of deceived you, and there's been low vibration energies, and there's just been that kind of toxic, again, mental fuckery that has really kept you stuck. Maybe it's just really made you question your worth, who you were. And look, your answered prayers are here. You know, what is supporting you here is your connection to your journey, to your soul-led purpose. Your answers are within inside you, Libra, you know, they really are. Wow. What's changing within this new moon cycle? The Magician, the Page of Earth, and the Three of Fire, Three of Wands. Because you are embracing this power within inside you. You are acknowledging that all that you need to overcome, to work through the divine timing, to align yourself to this road of higher authenticity, of soul purpose. This new beginning is within you. This new beginning is yours to have and to hold and to journey. Are you ready to go forward for that, right? Yeah, look at that. Temperance, Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Swords. Clarify the Magician. Again, there's that divine timing. There's that patience. There's that understanding and acknowledging that, you know, it's not our speed. It's God's speed, you know? Being crystal clear. That Queen, there's our divine feminine energy. That Queen of Swords energy. Being crystal clear and understanding that you are still moving. You know, there is still movement here. It's not just because the final project isn't within your hands right now doesn't mean that there isn't movement, Libra. You know, and it's about acknowledging and being very present and wholesome and powerful within being present. It's acknowledging that power that you have from remaining present, from finding this balance within inside of self, from really embracing that kind of temperance energy. We have the Page of Earth. Here's that new beginning. Here's that new cycle that's ready for you to begin here, Libra. Absolutely. Clarified by the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands, and the Knight of Cups. Yes. Because, you know, with the Six of Pentacles energy, this is the law of attraction. You know, and it's really being crystal clear on the energy in which you are putting out into the world around you, right? Releasing yourself from burdens, releasing, if you're wanting to go forward with a new beginning, a new cycle here, Libra, you have to release the burdens of the past. You have to open yourself up to the new opportunities, to these new cups, to the new situations. You know, that is part of our growth. In order to really grow in our own spiritual beings, we must commit ourselves to the time that it is going to take for the divine to bring our answered prayers in. It's not just a light switch. Otherwise, it would be easy. Faith would be easy, right? Three of Wands, Six of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Yes. You know, because this is the energy of really observing the direction in which you want to go, observing the direction of the higher life that you want to live, the soul purpose, divinely guided road that you want to live. It's about the Six of Cups and that reflection, you know, doing the reflection within inside of self. We're really finding that peace and that wholesome and that healing within inside of self. Acknowledging that just because you have put a lot of work in, Libra, doesn't necessarily mean that we are done. You know, there's still more to come. There's still more to learn. There's still more to grow and to embrace within this journey of self. You know, we are never done that journey within inside of self. Growth is consistent throughout our lives. Wow, Libra, that is beautiful new moon energy. Now we are going to pull one last oracle message here. This is from the Untethered Soul. Okay. Pulled two. Shocking. Sometimes the untethered soul has a lot to say. You should be experiencing the life that's happening to you, not the one you wish was happening. Do not waste a moment of life trying to make other things happen. Appreciate the moments you are given. Screenshot that, Libra. Holy smokes. Yes. Oh my gosh, I apologize for that kid. All right, and the last one. The one inside who is aware that you are always talking to yourself, about yourself, is always silent. It is the door to the depths of your being. Wow. Oh, wow, Libras. Well, until next time, my beautiful Libras, if you enjoyed this reading, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It definitely helps it get it circulated as my channel is just growing. Also, if you did find resonation with this video, be sure to drop a yellow heart or a sunflower in the comment box. At the end of every month, I will be pulling a free personal reading. And so for every comment that has a yellow heart or a yellow sunflower, your name will be entered into the draw. Every comment is another ballot. So be sure to, you know, if you've watched some other videos, be sure to go back and put some comments in there as well. All right, Libras, until next time, take great care of your beautiful soul. Bye now.